Taurus. Hello, Taurus. So you get me not sounding like myself today. You get the me that sounds like I'm half dying because I'm sick, but it's still on my heart this morning to read for you guys. I don't want you to miss your June reading, Taurus. So I love you. You need I just started thinking about your energy this morning, like as I was up, and I was like, I'm drinking coffee still. I'm in pajamas, unicorn pajamas. Actually, no, you'll never get to know what that looks like. But it just, believe me that it's a thing and it's happening. I'm in unicorn pajamas. I was having like a whole the last unicorn movie night thing last night with my kid. So it was the unicorn pajamas for me. That being said, I also have a cold. So, weirdest situation ever going on. So sorry that you don't get to bear witness to what that looks like on a physical level. But you at least get to chill with me and be like, you know what? My reading was done in unicorn pajamas. And I feel like maybe there might need to be some magic entering your world in June. Because I'm not seeing. Oops, actually, these are facing me. They didn't come out like that. They came out towards. Now let me put them where they're facing you the right direction. There we go. Now you can see them appropriately. Okay, so settle in, buckle up. First of all, we're going to have our Eight of Pentacles here. What is that weird energy with you, Taurus? Hang on. Let me tune in. Ugh, I don't want to be here energy. Okay, so just put that on the back burner. I don't know. You don't want to be where, Taurus? You don't want to be where? Where are you at that you don't want to be? That could tie into the name of our title. I don't want to be here. Okay, but it came up with our Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so let's see what this Eight of Pentacles is about and why I don't want to be here might be popping into your consciousness. So I don't want to be here, all right? And then Eight of Pentacles usually talks about hard work. Okay, this is talking about skill building. So, okay, somewhere where we're working, somewhere where we're building skills you don't want to be. It's talking about focus, something that you're focused on, that you have to be focused on. It's a place that you don't want to be. It's an energy of committing. Okay, so it's a commitment to a craft or self-improvement. So even possibly I don't want to be here in this place of self-improvement. I don't want to be here in this wait a second, Taurus. Where are you at right now? What are you going through? Are you in rehab? Like, where are you, Taurus? Are you in the hospital? Are you in a spiritual retreat? That you don't want to be here because it's pushing you and it's tough? Or maybe this is just spiritual in nature. Like, maybe you're not in a good in a physical place. Maybe this is just like a spiritual, energetic place of self-growth. I've committed myself to a journey of self-growth and mastery in some sense, and I don't want to be here because now in this energetic place, because I've realized it's really tough. It's really hard. It's pushing me more than I could have ever imagined. It's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. So, or it could be for some of you, an actual place, right? A place of work, a place that you work. It could be an actual place that you are going to school, because we're talking about skill building, learning, or just a place of work where you're having to learn a lot. Maybe you're learning a lot at a place of work. Maybe it's a craft. And it just says committed to a craft or self-improvement in my notes. So like, it could be a craft that you're working on, something that you are practicing that you want to do. Like, there's a reason you've committed to this, obviously, or it wouldn't be like a commitment. Maybe you committed to, I don't know, crocheting, learning to crochet little animals, because your niece said they want to learn how to crochet, little stuffed animals, and you were like, I used to crochet back in the day, so let's go. Did you hear me just rhyme like that? I was like literally rapping at you. I definitely should get a like button for that one. If you like it when your tarot reader raps to you, just throw that in the comments below. Because then I'm the one for you. I'm the one for you. That sounded creepy. Not like that, but like I'm like the reader that you should probably watch, monthly or weekly or whatever. It's normal. It's normal. Okay. So moving on. You don't want to be here crocheting little stuffed animals with your niece anymore, but you committed, right? Maybe it's something as surface level and little as that. But you never know. Like, you don't know what this might lead to, what you've committed to crafting and doing and learning. And that's pushing you, right? Maybe your niece is going to grow up to be like a world-renowned crochet stuffed animal, personalized crocheted stuffed animal, master, and people are going to order her crocheted stuffed animals from her from all over the entire world, and they're going to pay the big bucks for those crocheted stuffed animals, and she's going to do it in some special, unique way that only she can do. The orders are going to be flying in. She's going to be rich AF, and she's going to be like, my aunt was the reason why I fulfilled my passion and purpose in life. Like, the only reason why I get to do this cute, adorable thing that I love, and it be, profitable for me to do, is because my aunt took the time to teach me how to crochet little stuffed animals when I was little. I owe it all to her. Like, I don't know, who knows? Like, but you made a commitment. That's what Spirit said. You made a commitment. So you're going to have to show up for this. Okay? Whether you are now in this place of I don't want to be here or not. Sorry, Taurus. Sorry about your look, Taurus. But that's just what I'm hearing. You made a commitment. And I just want you to look at like that there could be a bigger picture around the commitment than just that it sucks right now. Okay? Just focus on like the higher vision to what you're doing. Higher vision to the commitment. That would be a good title. Higher vision to the commitment. I say that about 30,000 times throughout a reading, just to let you know. Ooh, that could be a good title. Ooh, that could be a good title. And then it won't be any of them. We'll make it something different. I don't know. All right, let's move on. So here we have, is this showing up the right way for you? This is showing up reversed. Yeah. Okay. So our Six of Pentacles was reversed. And you can see it reversed now. Yeah, I flipped them. Okay. So this being in reverse is talking about imbalance in giving and in receiving. So it's an issue with reciprocity. Okay, there's $1 million word for you. Look up reciprocity. Understand reciprocity. Align with reciprocity, right? It's equal give and take. And this doesn't always look equal on the ground level. I want to go ahead and say that right now. But this is equal energetic exchange. Equal energetic exchange. And this is what I'm getting in my mind right now. Is that 100% is 100%. Okay, so if you're giving your 100% and somebody else is giving their 100%, then 100% is being given and then 100% is being exchanged, right? Or is being received, excuse me. And you're 100% of what you're able to give financially might look like I can give you 10,000 bucks when you're in need of 10,000 bucks. But the other person's 100% of what they're able to give in return could be $10. But if you giving your all, your max capacity of what you're able to give is 10,000, and then that other person's max capacity of what they're able to give is $10, both are still 100% and both are still all. Is that making sense, Taurus? Put that in the comments below. Just say yes and timestamp. That's how I know you're still with me and at what points you were like getting your bits of knowledge. And I feel that extra important. I say that like during all my videos, but with Taurus today, I feel like that's extra important that I know when, like what moments, like your timestamps. When did you get your moments? And why are you with me? Are you paying attention? Check in. Okay. So all is all, 100% is 100%. And I equated that to money, but that could equate to like anything. So like I'm giving my 100% and very best efforts. For you, might could look like I can get the house clean in a day, and I can, after I get the house clean in the day, then I can go out and, make that event that I committed to, and then after that I can do self-care for 2 hours. I can hit the gym and go do my self-care, and then I can do a whole like bedtime routine. I can say my prayers. I can get 8 hours of sleep and then get up and be ready for work tomorrow. That's like me giving it my all, my best efforts on a Saturday. Or for you, Taurus. And then like somebody else's best efforts 100% and giving their all might look like I have to pick one, right? If I'm gonna do, on my Saturday, I have to, if I'm gonna make it to that event, like I have to mentally and emotionally prepare myself all day long to make it to that event, or I'm not gonna be like, my social barometer is gonna be so low that I'm not gonna be a very good participant at that event. And or maybe they're going to say, I have to cancel that event because I really need to show up for myself today. And my house is messy. And if I don't clean it today, it's not going to happen this weekend. I will go all week with a messy house. And I can't do that to myself. So, like, I'm going to have to stay home and clean the house. That could, and then if they clean, that their nighttime routine might involve picking one of the 3 things that you do. You might be able to do your workout, do your self-care routine, get your bedtime routine, get your full 8 hours of sleep, but like just them, getting one aspect of what you would do for a bedtime routine and going to bed to get 6 hours of decent sleep to get up tomorrow, that might be them giving that, like, it their all. So I'm feeling like this level of like, stop comparing like your best to other people's best. You've got to quit comparing or like expecting yourself from other people, because you're a different person with a different skill set. Right over here we talked about skill sets. You're a different person with different skill sets, and I feel like you are good at some stuff here. Like I'm getting an energy of like, I got it together, like I'm doing. Why is nobody matching my vibe, right? Why is it not reciprocal? I don't understand, like, why I'm not getting reciprocity when I'm giving it my all. But is it possible? I'm just going to leave this one as like a question for you. Well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to ask you a question of like, is it possible that maybe other people are doing their best as well? Even if their best doesn't look as shiny and beautiful and great as your best? Is it possible that other people are giving their all? If their all isn't as grandiose and luxurious as your all? Just a little something. Just a little something, something to look at, okay? And then I felt like a grief energy around it, like that it almost, like that answering that question will bring about a little grief because some time wasted thinking about things in fairness and inequality on a ground level instead of energetically. Like, I feel like you're going to grieve that as you awaken to this new idea. So just allow that, like allow yourself to feel, allow your heart to soften in this area. That's okay. That has to happen for us to change a perspective. So just let that happen. All right, let's talk about justice over here. Our justice card, also in reversed, okay? All the way over here. Suggests dishonesty or lack of accountability, which is funny because that's what I just talked about here, right? We need to take some accountability for that. I've been thinking inappropriately, been thinking not like inappropriate, like pervy or anything like that, but like I've been thinking incorrectly. I've been having some bad perceptions of people. I've been judging. I've been criticizing. I've been comparing. I've just been practicing. This is about practices. I've just been practicing some things in my thinking that aren't serving me or other people very well, and they're not getting me the outcome that I want because I got some cards showing up in reverse, right? And if my cards were upright, it would mean that I was getting outcomes that I wanted, but the cards are showing up in reverse, so I'm not getting the outcomes that I want. But it's about taking accountability for excuse me, Taurus. Taking accountability. And then it's about unfairness. A situation where truth is being avoided. So I think it's this, I haven't wanted to look at how am I responsible for me not feeling a sense of reciprocity in my life? Where am I responsible for the fact that I don't align with the energy of reciprocity in my life? I've been attracting the same unequal feelings. I've been attracting the same situations that create the same feeling of unfairness over and over and over again throughout my entire life. Where am I responsible for that? Okay, instead of like, that person just doesn't want to give as much as me. That person just doesn't want to do as much as me. Nobody's going to ever be able to do or give the way that I do and give. And so just like letting that go, okay? And like really owning that the law of attraction, law in our lives, that we are attracting what's showing up, and taking a look at that. It's what am I emitting, right? What kind of energy am I emitting if this is the energy that I'm attracting, right? If I'm receiving and attracting not reciprocal energy and not fair energy, then that means I'm putting out not reciprocal energy and not fair energy in some way, shape, or form. And even if on the surface level, if on the ground level, I'm giving, I'm doing, I'm giving, I'm doing, but I'm not getting back. It's because you're not allowing an energetic space of reciprocity to be the vibration that you're aligning to. Okay. And so that looks like I have to believe and trust that when I'm putting out things, that what I'm getting back will be equal to, and when things show up, to be open to receive, right? And that when that person, I'm not comparing what I'm getting, what I'm receiving to other people or to what I've been giving. So when I get $10, when I say, hey, do you have some money I can borrow? And the person says, oh, well, I've got $10. You say, yeah, that would be really helpful. Thank you. And you graciously accept that $10, and you do not compare it to the $10,000 that you gave when it was your time to be the generous one. Or that when somebody's showing up and they're doing, they showed up to the event and to your event and they were, not fully present and, maybe a little shy and they're not as talkative or showy or whatever as you are when you go to their events, that you just say thank you for showing up instead of saying, I mean, they're here, but they aren't talking and they're not doing and they didn't this and they're not that. Don't compare them to you and the way that you do things. Just be gracious. Just say thank you. Just accept and receive and start practicing accepting and receiving what is showing up in return. Okay? And I'm not telling you to settle, Taurus. Okay? I just feel, well, I'm not settling for less than... No, that's not what I said. I didn't say settle for less than you deserve. I just said start practicing, because this is about practices and, the things that we do on a daily basis that we show up for. Just start practicing new thinking habits, okay? This doesn't mean you have to, marry these people or that these people have to be the people that are in your life for all of eternity. I'm just saying the people that God is using to be divine reflections in your life that are showing up in your world are the areas where you get to practice, right? These new spiritual skills. Okay. And maybe what brings us all the way back to how we were talking about that you're feeling, I don't want to be here in this place where I'm having to practice these spiritual skills around just being gracious and accepting what I'm getting. And I want to be in the place where I'm feeling like it's fully equal. Well, you might not ever get there if you don't practice it where you're at. There is a learning experience that God wants you to go through right here, right now, with accepting and receiving the things that are available to be given in at this level, at this spiritual level, at this energetic level, at this particular vibration, at this phase of your life, in this season, right? And you're ready to receive the stuff that's for the next season, or for the next level, or for the next lesson. And it's not time for that yet, Taurus. It's time to practice reciprocity now. And you can only accept what is being offered. You can only receive what's being given. And if somebody is not offering you 10,000, like you gave them 10,000, then you can't receive 10,000. You have to accept what is showing up in your reality. To be given, you have to accept what's being offered, and you have to graciously receive it with love and high vibratory states. And say thank you, and be grateful. And don't compare it to how you can show up for others, okay? All right. That's justice, man. That we have to take accountability for that. I could be doing better practices, that there's a reason for this season. Maybe that could be a title too. A reason for this season. There's a reason for this season. And then it's going to feel more fair when you're like, oh, I'm not being punished by God. Oh, the universe doesn't hate me. Oh, people don't just suck. and don't want to give it to me and love me and blah, 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 blah. Like, there's a fairness to this moment. I'm just in a class, like I'm in a certain class of Earth School, and I have to finish my course. Like, no biggie. Okay. Okay, I'll leave you alone about it. You got it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to break down these same cards into the aspects of love, health, and wealth. Before we do, I know you're feeling a little annoyed. All right. I know you're like, ugh, that leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I don't really want to have to look at all those things or accept those things or take accountability or accept the little instead of the big. I know, but be annoyed at the like button, be annoyed at the subscribe button, and just tap it really hard. Just take out all your annoyance and your frustration on the subscribe button and the like button and in the comment section. All right. So, for love, all right, now that you're subscribed, we're going to talk about love. So, for love, there's something unbalanced, unclear in how effort or honesty flows between people. So, that's the exchange that we want to talk about. That's the reciprocity. It's about honesty and love. So, if you want to feel honesty and love in return, make sure you're giving honesty and love out. Okay? If you want to feel honesty and love in return, make sure you're giving honesty and love out. Okay? For health, my divine Taurus, it could be about neglecting fairness to yourself, actually. All right, that how are you being unfair to yourself? I feel like you could be shutting down like your own potential, your own possibilities. Maybe you have an unconscious belief that you never give enough. Like, even when I'm giving 10,000, when somebody said they needed money, I felt like I wished I could have given 20. Or when I showed up and I did my absolute best to be everything at that person's event and fun and personable and all the stuff, I still wished that I could have, put on a whole Broadway show. Or when, I did 6 miles of a run, and I also did my self-care routine and I got full 8 hours of sleep, I still wish that I could have done 8 miles, 3 hours of a self-care routine, and got 9 hours of sleep. Like, it's like you are always putting like you're resetting the bar. You raise the bar on yourself so much that you can never be proud of yourself or where you're at. That's what I'm feeling for you in health. And so that's the justice, that's the fairness that you need to get. Let honesty and love flow out. And then be fair to yourself. Have more realistic expectations of yourself, and then you'll have more realistic expectations of others, okay? With wealth here, that's about working hard. Our 8 of Pentacles energy, okay? But watch out for things that feel one-sided, like being underpaid or not receiving credit where credit is due. Okay, so those are the things we want to stay away from, but also we want to also engage in the knowing that, like, this is a season where I might have to accept what is given. It's okay to know it. That's what I'm hearing. It's okay to know, oh crap, I'm in a situation where I'm underpaid. I'm in a situation where I'm not receiving credit where credit is due. I need to align to a better frequency, but also remaining in gratitude. I'm glad I have something that I'm getting, even if I'm getting underpaid. I'm grateful that I have a position that's paying me, even if people aren't seeing, my efforts quite as strongly as I see my efforts. Okay. And then we're going to pull like one more card. And this is going to be from my deck, which is called the How to Wear a Crown Divine Guidance cards. I have the only one in existence. And if you love the deck after you see your card and you want to be one of the first people on the planet to get it, then the link to grab your very own on pre-order. Okay, it's not available for sale, but it is available for pre-order. And if you are one of the first people that trusts by this deck, you will be showered with gifts. You'll get so many extra things. You're not just going to get the cards, you're going to get so many extras. And if I'm being real, I have no idea what the launch date is. You're just going to be like, okay, yeah, let's do that. It'll be a spontaneous, crazy, fun thing that you do where you're like, I'm going to sign up for this pre-order, and then I get it when I get it. And that's just going to be how it is. And it's worth it because these cards are effing amazing. They're based off of my book and my program, How to Wear a Crown, and they're the final product in the How to Wear a Crown series. Wait, that's kind of true. There's also going to be like 3 more, well, they're like sister books and programs that accompany that program where we do laser focuses on love, health, and wealth that will be out. But as far as like the original like core How to Wear a Crown program, this is the last product in alignment with that energy. Okay. You got what makes you worthy. And that unworthiness is your normal. So this is an energy from the book that speaks of, funny enough, efforts, productivity, really being a self-worth attachment that you are so strongly committed to having in your world connected to you to prove that you're worthy. I have to prove that I'm worthy. I have to do all these things to prove that I'm worthy. But are we worthy because of our works, Taurus? Or are you worthy inherently and just because you are? So that's like the pivotal question here for you. And that this feeling of inadequacy and this feeling of unworthiness and this feeling of I'm not good enough has become so habitual, right? That's been something we've been practicing, because that's just a practice as well, and we can change it. You've been practicing it for so long that now it just feels normal to feel like you're not good enough if you're not doing the most and being the most and going above and beyond and putting on the Broadway show at the event and, you know, giving 20,000 instead of 10 and, you know, all that kind of stuff that I was talking about that makes you feel like you're not doing enough if you're not giving the most. But today, we're going to let that go. Put in the comments, I'm going to let that go. Put in the comments, I'm worthy because I am. Put in the comments, my productivity does not define me. Put in the comments one affirmation that you can claim that feels real for you, that feels real, okay? Take 2 seconds of this video to just take a deep breath and like figure out what aligns for you right now to say about letting this go, starting something new. Pull in a different energy right now. Let this be a landmark time in your life where you decided to stop this, okay? Because you can choose right now, today, for that this is the final day that you do this and that you begin a new practice of feeling like you're good enough without doing all the unrealistic expectations. Okay, beautiful soul? I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Everything you need is in the description box below, including the link to pre-order these cards or to dive into anything else that I do. You're worthy, you're powerful, you're full of potential. I love you. God loves you. I'll see you next time. Have an amazing, amazing June.